back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. We got Corey and the crew, so let's get right into it.
All men in a relationship with a woman, this is who I'm talking to you. Are you in a relationship with a woman where you have to agree with her to be liked?
What?
Come on, be honest. Be honest. If she is not getting you to agree with her, she don't like you. Who's in that type of relationship? I mean, nobody wants to admit it. I used to be in a relationship like that. I spent a lot of years in a relationship like that. And I feel like life has been added to my life because I'm not in a relationship with someone where if I don't agree with them, they have issues with me. And when I say agree with them, I'm talking about if I don't obey thy will, as if they're God.
Right.
Drama is shot toward me.
Well, that's not cool. That's not a good relationship to be in, really.
I've been in those. I ain't in one now, but I've been in that.
Most of the guys I know in relationships like this, I watch them cower out when their woman is not in agreement with what they talking about.
You're gonna clean the basement, then you're gonna clean the garage, then you're gonna go upstairs and clean the attic.
We don't even have an attic.
But then you build a damn attic, then, Norbert, and then clean it.
And eventually they become, you gotta switch the mics? Oh, up here?
Hold it by the base.
Cake-ass mic. Eventually they become something that is a punk for their woman.
I'm no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither.
Because they just want peace. They just want her to not run them in the ground on that day. So they just do what she say. When you agree because you're cowarding out, I'm here to tell you, homie, you can't win. This is called a living hell. If you are around a human, a female, your woman, and you walk the steps she wants you to walk, some motherfuckers can't even pee standing up because it drip on top of the stool. Instead of her wiping it off, she tell you to sit down and pee.
That is crazy.
That's crazy as a motherfucker.
That is crazy.
I be pissing on my bitch's soap. Like, bitch,
Oh,
you
Craig.
gonna have my
Don't
scent
tell
on you,
your
bitch.
You pee on me.
Can I piss where I want to?
This girl caught me peeing in her shower and had a fit. I'm like, girl, do you know how many times I done pissed in your shower? She had the nerve to ask me why you do that. I was like, this ain't my house.
You ain't a man till you pissed in the skillet while your girl frying chicken. That's and you gonna finish cooking, bitch. This is my shit.
You stupid. You stupid, Craig.
Hell yeah. Hey, but that wear down thing as we get older, Corey, see what you got that a lot of motherfuckers don't have. You got that Michael Jordan shit where you gonna fight to the motherfucking death. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas out here ain't got that. They just
What is it? What is the guy?
who? I said
A lot of niggas ain't got it.
You got that Michael Jordan shit that it's competitive, but it's just like some motherfuckers is driven by principle and the freedom to operate on their principles. Some niggas are born to follow a bitch.
Get your ass up and hold my hand. Okay. How you doing?
Niggas is born for that.
Scary.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a tough thing. You know what I'm saying? But
If you want your relationship to work the way it's supposed to work, please listen. Please listen. If you have a woman born in the inner city, while you are with her, you have to reward her in very small doses. But when she mess up act like it's the end of the world. Please let me say that again. When your woman get a lollipop for mopping the whole house for 2 months, you on track for a healthy relationship. When your woman make a mistake and ask you in front of her kids that you ain't no kin to, why you didn't wash the shower out when you got out? You were supposed to be, who the fuck are you talking to? I run this. Wash the shower out and tell me while I'm on top of you. You ain't got to believe me if you don't want to. Do the opposite. Reward her all the time with everything. And when she mess up, say, hey, baby, I'm just saying. And watch what happened to your life. You can't keep her either way. But when you reward her sparingly and keep your foot on her neck when the relationship is over, she gonna tell the next person, he was a hell of a motherfucker. And that's all you really want, is for the next person to feel you. You're not gonna keep her, dog. You ain't meant to keep her. This is America. How you gonna keep a woman in America? Are you serious? How many people keep their woman? What's the percentage of people who keep their woman? It's very, very low.
50%, probably less than 50.
Yeah, you're not gonna keep her. She gonna be running the streets getting rotted out.
Do I smell a whore?
This woman, I'm saying everybody who's in love now at about age 30, I guarantee you, at least 80% of y'all not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. You didn't marry no woman who's of quality, and on top of that, you ain't ready to stop running the streets. Your relationships have to be calculated. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like, okay, while I'm around this woman, I got to get the best out of her by giving her a little reward for everything she got. And when she make a mistake, act like the sky is falling. Yeah. You ain't living them principles, man. You out here bad. You out here living bad. Yeah. That woman, I used to say this on my show, Craig, that woman who you stand on her head in the streets gonna be there for you. That woman you lay your coat down over a puddle gonna be like, stupid motherfucker, carry me. I know you don't believe it, because you don't know. You gon' find out, though. Go to the lounges nowadays. It ain't couples in there watching people sing. When you go to a lounge, there's a whole bunch of old motherfuckers trying to fuck a whole bunch of old bitches. Tell Sister Skylar I'll pay that Spectrum bill if she come over here.
Look, Nate, before I do this, I want my check.
Hey, whoa, look. You're not getting no check from me until I'm done, you understand?
It's a cold world, man. You ain't got to believe me. Think I'm talking crazy. You ain't got to believe me. I think Darlene is a beautiful woman.
Here we go. Here we go.
Darlene is available because of self-belief.
How do you know I'm available? See, that's
I
the thing.
told her to stop believing in herself
You don't know nothing
and
about business, Corey.
bow down to something greater, and help is on the way.
First of all, like I said, he don't know none of my business, one. Two, has anybody in here ever heard me griping or complaining about what? Anything? No.
But you're crying right now.
You wish.
Your
And then
eyes tell it
though,
all.
Wait, though, and to think that this guy calls himself my friend. Man, with
I
friends
am
like
your friend.
with friends like this, you don't need enemies, that's for sure.
But Darlene,
like he
go ahead.
wants, how you say the old saying, it reigns true. Misery loves company.
But listen, Darlene, even though you're my friend, the
But I'm not in your
principles
same company.
still apply. I have to give you a little after you do a whole bunch. I got some lollipops in my other
You have no
car.
idea how I get down, Corey, how I roll. You don't know at all.
You don't know what I do, D. I follow you sometimes when you
Oh,
leave
brother,
here.
I wish you would. Then he'd be like, oh, my God.
Why don't
wish
more
you would've-
dudes use?
I don't have a complaint. I don't know about
All
you,
I
but
know
I've
is you
never
go
said
in a
anything.
big cardboard box with a hole in it.
I do not.
So who's ever in there, you spend hours with that guy.
Shit, if that was the truth, he'd well take. Look, he ain't come out, man. So long as that big cardboard box allows him to lay down, so I could just take care of him.
Yeah,
Why
right,
don't
D.
more dudes use the Bible?
Jealous.
Uh-oh.
to
Craig
win?
getting into it
Here
now.
we go.
Yeah,
Here
why
we
don't
go.
you gotta don't argue with your girl.
Exactly, he's a
Just
stalker.
use scripture. You know what I'm saying? The scripture is sexist anyway. So anything your woman is doing wrong, you just gotta find the scripture that matches that and read it to her. You know what I mean? 1 Peter 3, verse 1 Peter 3, 1 through 2.
Give it to her.
If you're in an argument with your girl, this is a good scripture to spit at her. Likewise, wives, be subject to your own husbands, so that even if some do not obey the word, they may be won without a word by the conduct of their wives, when you see your respectful and pure conduct.
Wait, Craig, see, you have to repeat it again so we can break the scripture down, brother.
Okay, 1 Peter
Brother
3,
Craig.
verses 1 through 2. Likewise, wives, be subject to your own
Be
husbands.
submissive.
So even if they do not obey the word, that they may be won with a word by the conduct of their wives, when they see your respectful and pure conduct.
Okay, so let me break this scripture down. When you are walking with your wife and she begins to talk to any man out there, I know this is not a godly union. Your wife ain't got no business doing nothing but keeping her head down and look up at you and see if it's okay to speak. If y'all situation ain't like that, I know that it is full of a heathen-like lifestyle. Your wife tells me everything I need to know about y'all when she opens her mouth and when she presents herself. You heard that, my brother Papoose, who we love? We are so glad that you have found another way. God has given you a successful woman, and y'all gonna work on it and get it cracking. But it ain't just Brother Papoose. I just thought of Brother Papoose at first. It's no diss to Brother Papoose, okay? But I'm saying, all you guys out there with a woman who is not controllable, we know you are in a heathen relationship. So says the scripture that Craig just read.
Hey, but the other part, Corey,
Get it to
the
me.
second part is the deepest part. They may be won without a word, but by the conduct of their wives, when they see your respectful and pure conduct.
That's what I said. Somebody in there said, where your woman at? I'm so glad they said that because I've said this before. Somebody said, where your woman at? Because I got an answer. You know where my woman at? Listen to me. You want to know where my woman at? Somewhere being a good woman. Now where yours at? You gotta say nothing else after that. My woman is somewhere being a good woman. And she ain't wanting for shit. Because I'm a bulldog out here in these streets and I'm going to go get it for her without her even asking for it. I bet if I call my woman right now, she'll answer the phone respectfully. Can you say that? Can you say that?
Oh my goodness, you got to be so careful what you listen to on the internet with these podcasters. Corey telling y'all one thing, but what he just say? His woman, he slipped up and said wife, but he said his woman is at home somewhere being a good woman, and he give her what she wants. She's straight, and she don't even have to ask him. He just do for her. That's why you got to be so careful with who you listen to and applying stuff that people say, because people tell you one thing, but their life is something completely different. There has to be some level of control, hierarchy in a relationship. I do believe in that. I do believe that God made men first for a reason, and God made men stronger for a reason. When I started like digging deeper into spirituality, religion, African American history, culture before the transatlantic slave trade, that's something that hit me hard. Like, God made men first, and God made a man stronger. So that alone tells me that's a low level understanding, right? You get that. If God made them first, then made us from them, and God made them stronger. So that tells you this is a patriarchal society. It always has been that way from biblical times to whatever empire is ruling till today's time. So that's just that. If women don't get that, I mean, what can you really do? Because that is what it is. That's why you have feminism and the women's suffrage movement and all that stuff that happened throughout history. But agreeing with someone on everything, that's not me. I know a lot of people do that. You know, Kwame Brown got that saying, go along to get along, or something like that he say on his podcast. You have relationships where it's like frowned upon to disagree. You need to be some type of robot and agree or go along with everything that your significant other says. And I think that with mature adults and communication, you can have some type of agree, disagree, and figure out how to move forward in your relationship. I don't believe in that obey my will or it's going to be hell for you type of stuff. I do know a relationship like that, and it's very sad to see a man tuck tail to that extent by a woman who ain't no good. Because a woman that's good, I have a saying, if a woman cares about a man, she's not gonna sit back and watch you drown, right? I'm not gonna sit back and watch my husband drown, whether that's drowning in bills, debt, stress, whatever situation is going on. I'm not gonna sit back and watch him drown, right? I'm going to throw him some type of life preserver, a life vest. I'm going to do something to help pull him out. And you have so many women who get with certain men, and Craig, I hate to agree with it, but I get what Craig is saying. Some men are just born to follow a woman around and just be her little pet, and they got their head up a woman's behind, maybe because they daddy left. Because what is the statistic? 7 out of 10 men leave for whatever reason. I ain't blaming the man. I'm not gonna blame the woman. This ain't that video, but I'm just saying a lot of men growing up without fathers, all they have is their mothers. Some grow up to hate women. Some grow up to be son husbands, and they just follow their women around, and they have no type of backbone. I know a guy who constantly, his wife, she keep him in debt. They stay having problems. She dog him. Everybody knows it, but he got to go through that, right? Using the Bible and religion. I'm all for using the Bible, not religion, but the Bible in context when it comes to solving any type of matter, whether it's a husband and wife or any situation, because the Bible is not biased, so it should be the ultimate authority. But I do know that people interpret things different. People have different doctrines, even though the Bible is of no private interpretation. So you have people who say, this is what this scripture means. And then you have somebody else who say, this is what this scripture means. So I think God gives us all discernment, our own spirit, your gut, intuition, conscious, whatever you want to call it, to help us discern the times and discern things that are going on, so that we can have some type of understanding and not just blindly follow. Because the Bible talk about being a sheep, right? People just sheep, just going along, and wolves devouring them. So you definitely have to be careful when somebody say, okay, I'm a man, you a woman, we're gonna bring out the Bible to settle a matter. That's cool, but you got to make sure you looking up definitions of words, knowing this was written in the Greek or Aramaic, however deep you want to go into it, and just not letting people use the Bible to control you or manipulate you, because the Bible tells you people are going to use the Bible to control and manipulate you. So you got to be careful with that. But outside of that, I do believe the Bible is the ultimate authority, and Craig was right. If we go back to using that, our relationships will be more solid. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think about controlling your woman and women controlling men, and men having to tuck tail and just go along with whatever they woman say just to keep the peace in their own household, where I'm sure they paying bills at. What a shame. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Till the next time, I will catch y'all in the next episode. Peace out.